Welcome back to a new video. We are still in the off season. We went through and did our contracts for arbitration, and we don't have any pending free agents, just some minor leaguers that we're not worried about extending. I think we did offer one person a claim. Apparently our reputation is now poor, even though we have been the most consistent team mathematically in the league by far. Let me adjust my screen here a little bit, and we'll just continue to advance. So we just don't, our pitching coach retired, so we had to hire a new one. So that was the person that we offered. We did some waiver claims, so some stuff that I think that I did in the last video, but it all kind of runs together sometimes. And sometimes I forget exactly where I end, especially when I go to the gym and then come back or take any sort of break. So designate for assignment. So we have these two guys. Victor Mesa still has potential, but off to AAA you go. And we'll use that to organize our organization. We're going to look at the ACL, bring him up. I don't think there's anyone else here. Henry Ford, a hilarious name. I guess he needs to go up. But we're going to look at people with low potential and that are above 21. We're going to go ahead and release those guys. Or what's his age? Yeah, we'll release him. He's still 18, so he's all right. He can go to AA. He can go to single A. I'm saying the wrong thing. And then these two guys, really all the 21-year-olds, can go up as well. There's not really a point for keeping them down in that league, especially because now low A has a normal amount of players. So let's see. Well, this guy might, yeah, I don't know why he's in such a low league. So we're still good there. They want him up to there. I don't really care where that guy is particularly. They want him all the way up to here. Is it going to say that he's supposed to be in the majors? Yeah, they want him all the way up in the majors. He has not played professional baseball yet, but yeah, they want him all the way up, which does look kind of hilarious. But we'll worry about that. We'll cross that road later. I almost said cross that ship later, but that I don't think is a actual phrase. So we're good here. Let's look at the ages of these guys. So 23, we can just release them, and then these two guys can go up, and everyone else is just kind of vibing. So we can go here, look at the age. So if there's someone like this, there's no point of keeping someone that's not able to cut it at single A. So we'll just go ahead and get rid of these people just to kind of clean house a little bit, because we do have ghost players, so we don't need to have a full roster of minor leaguers necessarily. And relief pitchers are a dime a dozen, so we are not too worried about that. Interesting. Batted what? You know, so he's 26, 25. We can just release those guys. Bias the younger prospects. He's 24. And then just kind of look like, you know, guys like this, you know, half star. They batted what, 216 last year, so they're 23. Most likely not turning out to be anything remarkable. And then we can leave the rest up there and do the same thing here. So just look for older players, you know, someone like that, 29, he's in AA. Not really too much, just looking like at least these two guys we can get rid of. And then we can look here if there's anyone that we're like, we don't need. But AAA is a little tricky because you kind of want to keep guys there even if they're kind of, you know, kind of aged out or whatever, just in case there's injuries and stuff, so you can bring them up for later. So arbitration hearings are done. I mean, they'll all go fine with that. We'll check to see if there's anyone. It's crazy, like, why would this international player even exist? He's 30. He is a half star. I don't know, it's weird, the RNG with these, because sometimes like their height and stuff is kind of crazy, their height and weight. And then sometimes like, why would a half-star level type player even bother coming to the majors? So this guy out of Japan, we can offer a contract. We can just say a major league contract, and he's 26. So we can say a 5-year contract, and honestly, I think that's pretty reasonable. And then we can look at the free agent file to see if there's anyone interesting. So really just a starting pitcher, but we'll just go through and look at the free agents as well. So Joe Jimenez or Jimenez, probably Jimenez, depending on where they're from. But yeah, Sonny Gray, they didn't pick up his option. So that was, I mean, we could still pay him $30 million if he wanted. But just these contracts are just kind of crazily high. Someone like this would be interesting. So I know he has the elbow thing for 5 months, but for $6 million, kind of seems like a decent thing to offer. Does give us, you know, a really good starting pitcher when he does get back, and if he's not healthy, you know, it's a 1-year contract, and it was only for $6 million, so it wasn't the end of the world. Someone like this also could be a decent contract. He kind of struggled last year. He's 33, so we'll offer a 2-year contract. So we're, you know, adding a little bit of pieces, and then we have Brent Roker here. So good power, good contact. Can he play any position besides first base? Looks like left and right field. And so we'll see what kind of offer. So it's like 24 million. Like, it's just too much. It's just too much to make it worth it. And you have someone like this guy, you know, 3 stars, 1.5 million. I feel like that is a pretty good offer for that guy. I'd imagine we're going to turn that offer up a little bit. It seems interesting. Manuel Clase fell off a cliff. He still wants $11 million a year, which is way too much. And then you have someone like this Jordan Hicks, who's $2 million. So it's like, we have little guys like this, a 1-year contract for that guy. It seems a little easy right now to get some of these guys, like a 3-star, like they're veteran guys. So it's, you know, not guys you're going to have for a while, but 1-year rentals on guys that are, you know, 3 stars, and is pretty interesting. Nolan Arenado, he's pretty old. That's an interesting player to see there. And Josh Bell. So no one that's really Tyner. Well, he's a relief pitcher now. Man, he really fell off. He always does in this game. It's really interesting. There's just like some players that just are like written into the code to fall off the face of the earth. And then Chapman's an interesting guy. Even though, you know, he's not really that good right now. Still $2.5 million. Especially you get someone like, you know, one of these guys who kind of have the minimum. We just don't really need any of those guys, so just interesting to kind of scroll down and see if there's anyone. Louis Skill, we used to have, now he's a free agent. He really doesn't want to come here, so offer him a contract. He's seemingly interested in that, which is pretty funny. So we can go here and, you know, just go through the positions to see if there's anyone that pops up. I don't usually spend this much time in the free agency, but it can't hurt. So we can potentially offer. So he wants a 6-year contract for an insane amount of money. We're going to offer 2 years. So we don't have enough money for that. So really, we don't need to spend any more time in the free agency. We can look at the players that are being offered as trades. I assume that his contract is $15 million. So it's not a good contract for us, and really nobody else that's that interesting. Chris Bryant's contract is probably insane. Yeah, $26 million. So certainly not someone that we would bother getting. 2 people on Boston had insane RBIs. Let's go forward. Yeah, 134 and 130, and they lost to the Orioles. That is actually insane. To have 2 people account for 264 RBIs. Brent Rooker, I mean, we can offer you a contract again for 2 years, but I just don't. There's just no money. So I'm not really that bent on trying to get you, to be honest. Yeah, like getting him, you know, we got some guys for pretty cheap, and it's kind of, Let's see. Won't be going to the minors anytime soon. Yeah, I think that was the guy that we offered a minor league contract. Interesting. All right, Trevor Rogers, I thought he was a relief pitcher, but I guess he is not. Interesting. I thought he was like a left-handed like specialist pitcher. So we got that. I don't really know if we'll get. Oh, he's a starting pitcher. I felt like he was a relief pitcher, or at least he had more potential with that. So we got him. So we're getting some players. You can go to there. I'm not negotiating. You don't want to be on our team, that's fine. We're at here. So we have a potential starting pitcher. I mean, in 4 months, you know, that's kind of mid-season, I think. Maybe that was just a really dumb signing, but never claimed to be smart. So we'll see what we can do as far winter meetings are ending. As we continue to move forward. Forgot to click that. So we have Jordan Hicks now. I don't know why it's saying that he's a starting pitcher. I felt like he was a relief pitcher. I don't know. Let's see what we'll go here, and so we got Bieber here. I mean, he can't play yet because his elbow's exploded, but not honestly too bad of a starting rotation. And then we still have the Ginkle guy. His potential or his actual rating went back up a little bit. And then we have some solid bullpen arms. So, I mean, not too bad. We have a lot of options. We could potentially even look to trade some people if we look at our roster. So we can look at potential. So we got Bieber, that's played 12-9 last year. Not bad. Manzardo, just kind of been on a downward trajectory. Which is honestly kind of disappointing, but we still, still four stars, still kind of like a stalwart of our lineup. You just kind of hope he performs a little better. And it looks like Colson had a really bad year as well relative to his previous one. Tristan kind of on an upward trajectory, which is good. And then we have our fella here with the bum elbow. So we have some pieces. We have some guys that we can. We look out. Quan kind of fell off the face of the earth. That is really bad. So I don't know why that happened with our hitting. It's kind of odd. And then we have our first year shortstop that batted 255 the whole year. So it's weird how that works sometimes. I don't know why he's mad or sad. What's he? Very unhappy. Don't really care about his happiness. He just has to perform. But we have Quan here making $17 million as a 3-star outfielder, and he played really poorly last year. So we're going to go ahead and see if we can get someone interesting for him, so we can get a relief pitcher, so we can get rid of him. Right here would be a decent player to get from him. Obviously, everything else is kind of too much. And so the Mariners want to give us all of these players, but they're all too expensive. We can discuss it though, because Angelo Cantu is a decent second baseman prospect, decent pitcher. We don't need Matthew Boyd. We don't need a first baseman. We don't really need a 29-year-old relief pitcher. We could use a prospect though. So if you give us 2 prospects, we can give you some money if you want. So if there's anyone, so they want our shortstop prospect, or not even prospect, our actual player. Not gonna happen there, buddy old pal. So I'm not really worried about that. So if we get this, we'll scroll down. We do want a pitching prospect if we can get one. Let's see if we can throw. I mean, they're not going to give us. Yeah, fat chance. I agree. But we can see this 20-year-old see what happens with there. So they still want the same thing. So I'm just not really interested. Like Juan's still good enough to where I'm not going to work super hard to trade him. It's just if, you know, something worked out to where we got someone decent with that. But let's get to the spring training, and then we will be on our way. All right, they're gonna decent, honestly, a decent pitcher. He only played in 7 games and had 2 at-bats. It's interesting. I don't really understand why this trade would be a mistake, but I guess it is because we don't really need him. And that's the trick. It's like we just don't need more relief pitchers. We have a ton. We just signed a bunch. We have a bunch. Brady Basso. Oh, he actually signed. I forgot about that. Oh yeah, he's a major league. He was a guy that wanted the minor league offer, and then was like, "I'm gonna play in the majors." Like that's what I kind of thought you would be doing anyway, buddy. All right. So we have to get someone off the roster. Go ahead and waive. Place on active. Okay. Oh, that's from AAA. I always do that. I wish I just need to move the AAA thing over there. We waive. Wait, did Angel Martinez not? Oh, okay, that's disappointing. I guess he probably didn't play much last year. We'll get him up to there. Look at the waiver wire. No one that's really that. Like, they're all right. They aight. But we move forward. We move forward and onward. I don't think there will be anyone there, so we have a couple guys. Let me throw back in AAA. Frank. I have a feeling we're not going to get him. He's probably going to be a very popular player that's attempted to be claimed. So it looks like... Did we try to claim him already? I felt like we did. We'll hit it again. Oh, okay. Well, he's not appearing on there. Either you cannot afford a player, contract, or a team with higher priority. That... Oh, I don't know. Not that worried about it. It's not our make or break. Albert Pujols got in. That's pretty funny. I don't really... They just want the same person. Don't really understand making the same offer. Unless that was the same trade as before and it just showed there. I wish our owner would give us some more money. I guess he doesn't want to finish with more than 77. Or was it 77 and 85? Is that what we did? Yeah, 77 and 85. Easy to remember because it's my only record I've gotten. It's the only thing that I've achieved on this game. All right. So that claim was accepted. Like, that guy seems like a decent prospect. 23, 2.5 stars. Jacksonville Pilots. All right, so I'm gonna go here. Throw him. Oh my goodness, this 40-man roster thing is driving me bonkers. So we can go ahead and waive him, or designate him for waive and designate for assignment, and then just kind of glance here to see what's around. Kevin Gausman would be a decent pitcher, but don't really need anything else. We don't need a 30-year-old catcher, so we're kind of just vibing at this point. We're kind of just vibing. Joey Estes can go to AAA, and then we can have them set up our minors for us. I don't really mind. Honestly, it does a pretty good job, and we don't have anyone that we're that worried about. I guess I haven't spent as much time doing like the player development stuff and setting the player strategy, so I think I will actually go to that option Set player development focus. I'll let the GM do that so they can actually change it. And then I like the international amateurs being signed by the other people. Instructional roles. Yeah, we let the minor league free agent signings. Then promotions and demotions are on me. And then minor league development focus. Let the managers do that as well. So let them change that up so it's just not the default thing, because I'm not going to go through all the players for that. And delete all those. I'm not going to look through all that, of course. Go through there and just let the AI handle that for now. Oh, we're already into the spring training. All right, so we're gonna go to there and there we go. So we are absolutely done for this video, but I'll talk to you all in the next one. So I'll probably get spring training done and then just show up in the next video with it done. We'll see though, who knows, but I'll talk to you on the next one. Peace.